You think you know that come on? The glasses. Is this on?
It is.
Okay. Hi. Tightwad sister Sharon and Rosie went to the movies last night and we saw Dark Waters starring Mark Ruffalo. It's about a lawyer from Parkinsburg, West Virginia. Well, he's not really there. He's in his corporate office.
Was it Parkinsburg?
Parkinsburg, I thought it was.
Is that what it was? It doesn't matter. You're probably right. Was it Parkinsburg?
I thought it was Parkinsburg.
That's all right. You got it. If it's right, it's right. Okay, yes. He was from West Virginia. Okay. He was a lawyer for DuPont. All right. He represented DuPont. And keep that in the back of your head. Where you at?
So his name was Robert Bilott.
Bilott.
So he was a lawyer with the wife, Amy. Anne Hathaway was a great. She was really good in this.
She was good in it. I love Anne Hathaway, no matter what she does.
It starts out in like the 70s.
70s.
DuPont started the Teflon. So we don't want to be
started manufacturing Teflon for pans.
We don't want to be
non-stick and Scotch Guard. Okay.
So we don't want to be doomsayers to you, but the takeaway from this is it has affected 99%.
Wait a second, you're jumping ahead. The story begins with him going to his grandmom's to visit her. She mentions that one of the neighbors' cattle, are starting to...
No, he went to the office first and said, I know your grandmom.
Okay, so...
He gives him all these VHS tapes of all his dead cattle and everything.
So he goes to his land because he's trying to defend DuPont. So he goes... And he's like saying, "Now, well, we got this." And he's like, "Well, I need you to look into it. I've called people."
So he goes out to the farms where all these cattle are dead.
Dying.
190 cattle are dead.
Dead. It's a virtual, just a graveyard.
It's a toxic environment.
Cows. They started turning on him. He had to shoot them. And he knew something was wrong. Something was wrong. And he insisted that it had to do something with DuPont.
So in this town, think about this. In this town where the DuPont factories are, they own everything. The parks, the restaurants, everything. So nobody in the town...
And everybody's employed by them.
So nobody wants to step up and say anything because that's their employer.
That's their employer, right.
But this one farmer breaks his silence.
Steps out of the thing and he decides to speak up. And hence starts the story. So this lawyer starts...
This is a true story.
Looking into what he's saying because...
Mark Ruffalo.
Things are starting to make a little bit of sense to him. He's looking...
He also produced the movie.
It's tragic. And he's looking, he's thinking, well, you know what? Maybe he does have something. He goes to DuPont and he started asking them things.
They wouldn't tell him anything.
And he was close with the president, with the... they knew him. And they wouldn't tell him everything. And as that started to happen and they started to shun him more and more, the more involved he got. They weren't answering his phone calls. They didn't want to talk to him. And his search became more in depth. He started searching, and it was an unbelievable story of this man's courage and his absolute
devotion to this subject. Okay, so he
ripped his family apart almost.
This is one factor. They had this whole line of women working, making Teflon pans. And I know, I don't want to be a doomsayer, but... If you had a Teflon pan in the 70s and 80s, the statistic at the end of this movie was 99%. Hear this. 99% of the American public has been exposed.
I think it's worldwide.
To the toxic chemicals that DuPont put out.
C8. So what he did was the whole story goes into where he decides to fight them. Decides to research this, and it's a ridiculous amount of paperwork that he has to. It's ridiculous. Nobody can.
When all this stuff starts showing up, they take the whole line of women who worked on the line at the Teflon plant. 13 women, they were pregnant. They took them off. There was like 10 of them who had the babies, closed eye, one nostril. 10 of them had the same exact birth defect.
They all had the same birth defect.
It was undeniable. There was nothing you could do about that. That thing came from the Teflon that they were working with every day.
So he decides he's going to face DuPont, and he's going to tell them. So he says to DuPont, he challenges them and all, and they say,
It
okay.
takes years
They go to a
years.
They go to a mediation, and DuPont says
during
to
the
them,
time the man takes a stroke through the whole thing.
It's years. So he says, DuPont says to him, okay, if you can convince us that undeniably that we are responsible for this, we will
stand by
it. Pay all the people money. There's
and monitoring
hospital bills.
Medical monitoring was the main thing that they wanted. Watch all the people that worked at DuPont from that point on and help them with medical things. So they took a 65,000 population of people, and they.
Well, at the beginning, they didn't think anybody was going to do it.
It took 5 years for the results.
DuPont did not think they were going to do this. They thought, who's going to do this? Nobody's going to do this. So they ended up turning around and offering people $400 a piece if they have this blood test taken. Well, 68,000 people decided to do it. 68.
And 4,000 had cancer.
No, it was a lot more than that. And it took 7 years for them to conduct the blood test. 7 years. It was endless. Anyway, at the very end, like she said, 99% of these people had the chemical from Teflon in it. Everybody does.
In America.
We all have it. If you were born at that time and you've ever used Teflon and Scotch Guard and all, we all have it. And the body cannot fight it. It's it was very disturbing. Very disturbing.
I'm freaked out by it. I saw it last night. I'm freaked out about it. I take vitamins every day and do what I'm supposed to do. 99% of the American population has this stuff in their system. I use Teflon my whole life. My kids, I fried their foods in Teflon.
Listen, if you got Teflon in your kitchen,
you gotta throw that shit out.
I don't know. If you have kids and you're a young family right now, throw it out. Don't make another thing. Here's my surprise, and this is my own opinion. I can't believe DuPont is still in business. Unbelievable. This is getting political. But I'll tell you what. As far as a movie goes, it was good. It was a docudrama, I'm going to say, but it was true. And now
it's nothing less than the poisoning of the American life. It's nothing less than that, and there's nothing else we can say about it. When you watch this movie,
said, you know what?
It's going to scare the shit out of you. I'm going to say it's going to scare the shit out of you.
We've been poisoned since the day we were born.
Yeah, really.
It's not just DuPont. It's so many other things. So, what are you going to do?
This whole movie came from an article written by the lawyer who was DuPont's worst nightmare.
Can you survive it?
By Martin Carrera. He wrote this article in the New York Times, and that's what this whole movie is based on.
It was so disturbing to me. In the beginning, I was watching it. It was a little boring. I started dozing, and then it started kicking in, and I'm like, the fact that this was based on true facts was seriously alarming. Seriously alarming.
I went to a TED Talk a few months ago.
Go to the movies for this kind of stuff. Go to the movies to laugh and be entertained. This kind of stuff, you know what? To be honest,
not entertained.
I'd rather not.
It scared the hell out of both of us.
Like, I'm a person that's like, I really don't want to know this, It's after the fact. What am I going to do?
Okay, 1 second. I live in Cape May.
People that are young.
And I went to a TED Talk at the convention center in Cape May. There was a woman that came on. I'm so sorry, I forgot what her name was.
8:37.
Give me a second. A woman came on
because you wander away from the movie.
Stop it.
You always wander from the movie.
She is starting a new course on environmental health, saying that underarm deodorant, sprays, rear fresheners.
A lot of people know this.
Your pumpkin candle that you light up. There's 90,000 chemicals that we subject ourselves to every day. They're not regulated. When she started this, her and 20 colleagues did a 24-hour survey of touch their body or in their body. 90,000 chemicals touch you every day.
We all pretty much
that are not
regulated. If you didn't know this, if you were foolish to not know this, every chemical we use is just a little bit more
from underarm deodorant, the candles to bug spray.
I haven't used underarm deodorant in 15 years.
There's so
15 years.
Many toxic things we're exposed to every single day.
Just get a shot.
And this movie was a rude awakening, wasn't it?
Well, you know what it was? It was an awakening that was way, way too late.
Too late.
You just feel doomed.
I use Teflon pants.
But you know
Everybody
what?
I know.
made it
I'm
this far.
in my
I got a bunch
60s.
of crap going on.
I get other stuff.
It
going
is
on.
what it is. I'm too
It
old
is
for
what
this.
it is.
But anyway, anybody...
Look at that doomsday review.
Gotta go.
I'm so sorry.
Let's vote on this. I'm going to give it 4. I'm not going to give it 5. I'm going to give it 4 only because was it good? It was a very good movie. A documentary.
They were all
yes.
excellent in the movie.
I
Bill
don't
Pullman
like
was in it.
movies that don't make me
Tim
happy.
Robbins was in it. It was a really good movie.
If I'm not happy at the end of the movie,
I know.
for it.
I'm giving it 5.
Happy.
I'm giving it 5 because
4.
I didn't really realize the severity of the problem.
We were told when we were younger, don't use Teflon. It's not like we weren't told. We were told. If it chipped, throw it away. Did we? No.
I never threw mine away. I
kept
just
cooking it.
Yeah,
Scraped
seriously.
off the stick. Yeah, that's great, isn't it? That's wonderful. I hope my kids aren't watching this. All right, so
My
anyway,
kids
we
aren't
gotta
watching
go.
either.
This is terrible. All right,
All right.
10 minutes 54. Go to the movies next week. We're going to go
I
see.
recommend you go to the movies and see this.
I don't.
I do.
I don't at all. Wait till it comes to your home. Don't go see it. Well, it was $24. It's not. No.
For the two of us.
Yeah, don't. You can wait till it comes to your house. Anyway,
I think Mark Ruffalo was going to be.
how do you like that one? Mark Ruffalo. Okay, so anyway,
Mark
next
Ruffalo.
week we're going to go, if we can. I don't know, there's 2 movies that are out. I forget what they are. I still would like to see Knives Out. So if it's still around, we're going to go see that next week. That's entertainment. That looks funny. It's like a Clue-like
The Richard
movie.
Jewell one.
Yeah, I know about that. All right. Yeah, see, she likes all this crap where people are getting... Now, I want to be entertained. You can watch your documentaries on PBS. All right, gotta go. All right, I'll talk to you later.
She's so salty. Okay,
I'm not
goodbye, everybody.
salty.
She's
I'm
salty. Goodbye,
I
everybody.
don't want to leave the movie theater going, oh my God, I'm going to die.
I know. I left there last night, and I felt like I got cancer over my body. I'm dead in a week. That's how I felt when I left.
Forget
this
about
movie.
the amount of alcohol she drinks. She doesn't care about that. That's fine. That'll kill everything in her. Okay, gotta go.
See you next week, everybody.
All right, see you next week. Bye. Know what I look like?